With Kamen Rider Geats now over, we have a new Kamen Rider that has taken his place, being Kamen Rider Gotchard. And well, his debut has not been kind to him. But today we will answer the question, is Gotchard good? Now, Gotchard on the surface level is about a high schooler who learns that there is a secret alchemy school inside of his school. And the alchemists have been tasked with a job to hunt down every single one of these monsters named Chemys. So basically this is Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh combined together with a little bit of alchemy in it. Now compared to previous seasons, this plot kind of seems bland, and while the first episode was good, compared to previous seasons, it was just okay. But what sold me on this series was the suit design. This suit is absolutely gorgeous. I love the way how it shines and everything. It looks very similar to the Kira Major suits. And maybe I could find this image online, but pretty much during the filming of the Geats movie, they had to basically put up this reflector, and that was because the suit was shining so much and they had to put a reflector on it just so they could actually film the suit up close. If that doesn't tell you how beautiful this suit is, I don't know what will. Not only do we have the main suit, we also have all these other suits. And if I'm being honest, they're all amazing. I haven't seen a suit that I haven't liked. Honestly, every single one of the suits has been absolutely gorgeous. And then we also got the addition of wild forms, which wild forms are pretty much CGI based suits. And for some reason, they're actually kind of interesting and they bring a different dynamic to the show. And by different aspects, I mean, there's different ways that these suits work, and some of them can be really small and some of them can be energy, some of them can reflect light, but these wild forms actually allow for us to have a different aspect on the Kamen Rider suit. But enough about the suit, let's get into the actual characters. Now, first up, we have Houtarou Ichinose, who is Kamen Rider Gotchard. And I'm gonna be honest, if you love Forza, you'll probably love the hell out of Ichinose. Ichinose is literally Gintaro. Instead of wanting everybody to be his friends, he wants to befriend every single one of the Chemys. And also, Ichinose is a big freaking dork. Like, I don't know how this happened, but they've made a lovable dork. He's pretty much a dude enjoying his life and being a superhero while learning alchemy in a weird way. And as morbid as this sounds, I'm waiting for the scene that absolutely breaks him. Right now, the series is setting up a very close relationship between him and his mother, which I imagine that's going to have some sort of relation to his quote-unquote breaking down moment. Alongside Ichinose, we have Rene Kudo. Now, Rene is actually an alchemist that goes to the same school as Ichinose. Now, Rene has already had a minor character development arc. Basically, from the beginning, she really didn't want to work with Ichinose, but now she wants to work with him to basically protect her father and to hope that he's actually alive and hasn't been killed by the Dark Sisters. And also, her and Ichinose are connected in some sort of way. We don't know how they are connected exactly, but we do know that they are connected in some sort of way. Maybe, possibly, they use the same driver or some sort, but there is definitely something between those two characters. And if I'm being honest, she's probably one of the more interesting characters in the show for me. Up next, we have to talk about one of the more interesting characters in the series, being Kamen Warrior Valvarat. Now, right off the bat, the name Kamen Warrior stands out to me. I really hope that this name actually goes and is used beyond Kamen Rider Gotchard. But basically, he's the secondary rider slash rival for Ichinose. And he doesn't actually think that Ichinose is worthy of the driver and wants to use it for himself. And his outlook on Chemys is completely different from Ichinose. Instead of wanting to befriend them, he wants to instead use them as tools, which Ichinose does not like. And I feel like we'll see a character arc where Ichinose gets to him and he starts to actually use his Chemys as friends and not as tools. So I hope that that is an arc that they will at least touch upon in the show. Banner is also using a whole different transformation system compared to Gotchard, which is also something interesting. And also, he's in a higher rank than every single one of the other characters except for one character, which we'll get into briefly. But the one thing so far that has interested me the most about his character is the fact that he probably has some sort of memory loss. In one of the more recent episodes, he could not remember a single person, and that person hated his guts and wanted to basically ruin him and his whole entire career as an alchemist. Now, all of this could be connected to one character in particular, being Minato. And Minato is by far the most mysterious character in the show so far. He basically teaches at the same school as Ichinose and Rene's at, and he's also the teacher for the academy. And as of this moment, he's the highest ranking alchemist that we know of. And on top of that, he has the power to pretty much erase people's minds. existence. And that right there leads to a bunch of questions and stuff that people might not know the answers to. And the fact that also Chemy law exists, so that pretty much means that anybody that learns about alchemy that is not supposed to be knowing about alchemy is pretty much told that they have to have their memory erased. And it can also lead to some touching moments, such as with the wrestling episode that we saw. This old man had an insane bond with this Chemy named Wrestler G, but due to the circumstances of Chemy law, he had to forget everything that he ever knew about him. But we also have the aspect of Chemys that are actually forming bonds with humans, such as Sabo Needle having a connection with this kid and wanting to actually live alongside them. And this also brings up the aspect of the Chemys actually having their own personalities. Every single one of the Chemys so far has had a different voice actor and has had a different personality, and their personality actually matches their, I guess, theme of what the Chemy is based off of. And you can see their personalities shine through their cards and through their actions in the show. For example, we had Abare Bushido, who basically was a moody Chemy who didn't trust anybody, and Ichinose pretty much had to work to gain his trust. And when he didn't actually trust Ichinose, he would actually attack Ichinose using his sword. And also there's the aspect of the Chemys wanting to pop out of the drivers by themselves and actually take on a human appearance, such as in episode 5 where we saw the Wrestler G Chemy turn into the old man, and also in episode 7 when we saw the Chemy pop out of the driver on its own and basically left Ichinose free falling. But enough about the Chemys, let's talk about the Dark Sisters. Now the Dark Sisters are weird to say the least, but they have a main goal and a simple goal, basically to get their hands on the Gotchadriver. Now to do so, they're going to create creatures known as Malgams. Now Malgams are creatures who are basically influenced by human emotion. And what's weird about this is that their boss doesn't actually want them to create Malgams anymore. And they also just casually name drop this dude, so it makes me wonder, what is his actual goal? What does he want with the driver? Does he want to use it to make the Malgams weaker? Does he want to use it to control the Chemys? What is his goal? Now enough about the main characters, we have to talk about the side characters. Now Ichinose's mom, well, she's Ichinose's mom. There's really nothing much to say about that. She runs a restaurant and pretty much she doesn't know about alchemy, and she is basically raising Ichinose by herself. Ichinose's dad has already left and is probably an alchemist, if I'm being completely honest. Now enough about Ichinose's mom. We gotta talk about my favorite character being Renge. Now Renge is one of the weirder characters in the show, and she's also a higher ranking in alchemy compared to Ichinose and Rene. Now there's not much to actually say about her besides the fact that she just does what she wants when she wants, and that she's very weird and obscure and interesting, to say the least. And Toby really wanted to make sure that you knew that she was from Kansai. And if I'm being completely honest, I really hope that she becomes a Kamen Rider in the future. I think that that could actually help grow her character and hopefully make her into a more interesting character than just, oh, here's random side character number B. I hope that we see her become a writer in the near future. But alongside her, we have Sabimaru. Now, Sabimaru is one of the characters that I really can't say much about. I mean, he's pretty much the kid that was always in the class, and he was the quiet kid, and really doesn't say much. And when he does speak, he has the iPad speak for him, which is an AI. My hope is that Sabimaru basically has an episode or two where he is unable to use the iPad and he has to save the day with some sort of way, and hopefully this will boost his self-confidence enough to where we actually get to see him speak and actually do something, because right now he just feels like he's there. That's my feeling about Sabimaru. I hope that we get to see more. I hope that I'm proven wrong, that he's a much more interesting character on later. And if I'm being completely honest, every single one of these characters I expect will somehow become a writer in some point in the series. Now, lastly, I want to bring up the aspect of Legends. Now, Legends is a newly revealed writer that we just got a preview of maybe this past week, and honestly, he's one of the more interesting aspects to Gotchard. And obviously, he's made a stir in the community because, well, the dude looks like Decade, but sadly, the dude is not Decade, but it also does bring up the aspect of alternate realities. It's currently unknown if he's actually just a special writer or if he's actually going to be in the main series itself. Would I be against them bringing the dude into the main series? No. Bringing him into the main story could actually probably make the story a little bit more interesting, and it brings in a reason to actually go and check out the YouTube series. Ichinose is actually being isekai to an alternate reality where basically every Kamen Rider is being sent to. And this could lead to Ichinose actually fighting against other riders, and it also could bring in a little bit of character development for him. My hope is that Legends actually just comes into the series, if I'm being completely honest. But with all this said, I still have to answer the question, is Gotchard good? And to answer that question, if you're going into this with the mindset that it's going to have the same highs as Kamen Rider Gotchard, well, you're going to be disappointed. If you want something that you can just put on and have fun and enjoy watching, then this is the perfect series for you. The one thing that I think is hurting Ichinose right now would be the fact that he came after Kamen Rider Gotchard, which I totally don't have a Gotchard review in the making, but comparing Ace to Ichinose just isn't fair. Ace has been a writer for so long compared to Ichinose. We're actually seeing Ichinose grow into that hero that he wants to be. And sure, the acting can be rough at times, but you gotta remember, these guys are still young and are learning, and to be honest, they've improved since episode 1. But overall, I wouldn't say that Gotchard is a bad series. In fact, it's probably one of the better series in the franchise. It's just a story about a kid who wants to become a hero using alchemy and wants to become friends with these creatures. So to answer that question, I would say watch Gotchard. It's actually good. But without further ado, if you guys want to see more content like this, go ahead and smash that like button down below. Don't forget to subscribe and leave your comments down in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys think of Gotchard. Do you like it? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you despise it? Let me know down in the comment section below. And if you guys want to see anything else, let me know down in the comment section below as well. And with that, I'm gonna get the heck out of here. I'm Foul Place, and I'm out. Peace.